friend, soy Adriana. Qué bueno que llegaste a Spanish 55 porque hoy tengo más palabras extrañas en español. Remember our video on weird Spanish words that you'll love? Well, I did some digging and asked for suggestions from friends in different Spanish-speaking countries so I can make my own video on the topic. Trust me, these words are absolute gems. Let's dive in. This first word is about a bittersweet feeling. Imagine being far away from home. Maybe you're traveling or living abroad, and suddenly you're hit with a wave of homesickness. That deep, almost nostalgic longing for your homeland, that's what we call morriña. It's more than just missing home. It's a word that carries a weight of nostalgia, memories, and a yearning that's hard to shake off. And while it comes from Galician, I believe it's understood all over Spain. Si algún español está viendo este video, por favor corríjame si es necesario. So picture this. It's a chilly evening and you're cozied up under a blanket with someone special. Maybe even watching a movie. You know that warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you snuggle close to someone? In Colombia, we call that arruncharse. There's no direct translation in English, but it perfectly captures that cozy, cuddly vibe. Kind of like saying, let's snuggle up. Arrunchémonos. Yes, of course I had to add a Colombian word to this video because it's close to the heart. But in other countries, they would say acurrucarse, which means to cuddle. But can we all agree this is the best way to beat the cold? If you're the first of your friends to ask for a sweater when it's cold out, you're a friolento or friolenta, meaning you suffer from the cold. Which is also a strange word because frío means cold and lento means slow. So technically, friolento is slow cold. But when you're friolento, you get cold fast. Ironic. Okay, time for a fun one. Imagine you walk into a room and it's total chaos. There's stuff everywhere, people are arguing, and maybe even a little bit of mayhem. In Argentina, we would call that a quilombo. It's the perfect word for when things are out of control, messy, or just plain crazy. What's wild is that this word originally referred to a place of refuge for escaped slaves, but nowadays it's all about that chaotic vibe. So next time your room's a disaster, just say, que quilombo, and you're practically Argentinian. Ever had one of those nights where you just couldn't fall asleep? You're tossing and turning, and before you know it, it's morning and you're just barely slept a wink. In Mexico, we call this feeling desvelado or desvelada, depending on your gender. It's more than just feeling tired. It's like a specific groggy, zombie-like, I can't keep my eyes open feeling after a sleepless night. So next time you're struggling through your day after pulling an all-nighter, just tell your friends, estoy desvelada, and they'll totally get it. And maybe they'll buy you some cafecito. Si quieres aprender español y quieres que sea un verdadero reto, tienes que ir a Chile.
¿A dónde, bueno?
In Chile, when someone says they're pololeando, it means they're in a relationship. Basically, they're dating someone. The word pololo or polola refers to a boyfriend or girlfriend. What's interesting is that this term is uniquely Chilean, and in other Spanish-speaking countries, you might hear novio or novia instead. So if you're in Chile and someone asks you if you're pololeando, they're just curious about your love life. Finally, let's talk about a phrase that's super common across Latin America. You're sitting down to eat, and before you dig in, someone says, buen provecho. It's kind of like saying enjoy your meal. However, it goes a little deeper because it's also a way to wish someone well, as in, I hope your food gives you wellness. So whether you're at a restaurant, a family dinner, or even just grabbing a quick bite with friends, you can say buen provecho. Sometimes you'll also just hear provecho. We say it to strangers even. I left Colombia when I was 7 and did not set foot on a Spanish-speaking country until I was 21. So when I went to visit my family for the first time, I remember walking into a restaurant with my dad and him saying provecho to a couple just sitting there at the restaurant. I later asked him if he knew them and he said no. Then I just loved the thought of being able to wish well to strangers and that it was just a commonplace thing, or also even a respectful thing to do. And we've come to my favorite part. Time to play a game. I'm going to describe 5 situations. Your job is to guess which word or phrase fits best. Ready? Let's go. You walk into a room to what looks like a tornado hit. What's the word for the chaotic scene? Yep, it's quilombo. You're away from home and suddenly you're hit with a wave of nostalgia. What's that feeling called? That's morriña, for sure. You couldn't sleep all night and now you're struggling throughout the day. What word describes how you're feeling? If you guessed desvelado or desvelada, you nailed it. It's cold out and you're snuggled up under a blanket with someone special. What's the Colombian word for this? Absolutely, it's arruncharse. So, if pololear means dating, what do you think it means if I asked you if you have a polola or a pololo? I'd be asking if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. In other words, a novio or a novia. Now you're at the park and everyone is in shorts and a t-shirt, but you think it's chilly and maybe even have a sweater on. This is because you are friolento or friolenta. Nice. Someone just served a delicious meal and you want to wish them well as they enjoy it. What's the phrase you use? Of course, it's buen provecho or provecho. You did great. Wasn't that fun? El español es un idioma muy bonito. I love how languages have all these beautiful, unique words that capture experiences we all share but can't quite translate. And if you're eager to learn more and dive deeper into the richness of Spanish, don't forget to check out Spanish55.com. We've got everything you need to take your Spanish skills to the next level, whether you're just starting out or are already a pro. Además, also, you can book your first consultation for free, just to see what it's all about. So, check it out. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hasta luego, amigos, and as always, buen provecho.